church, you got to get a license to blow your nose, and a license to have children, and a license to death. And the truth is, they can't make people have a license to have children, things like that.
I hate to keep interrupting you here, but I want to understand this, okay? My son, when he got married, elected not to get a marriage license. He made a contract.
Exactly.
Okay, suppose somebody did that. Somebody's watching this tape and they say, hey, I did that. I got a marriage license and I spanked my kid and I'm in trouble. HRS or whoever's after me now. Are we getting ahead of ourselves? How to get out of that? How to undo the damage by making that contract? Or you want to cover that later, or is this a good time?
I think, I had somebody call me about that last week.
Okay.
And their idea was, well, should we go and get a divorce now? Well, no, don't further validate the thing by getting a divorce. Because what are you saying? You're sitting there saying, well, we recognize that we had one of these marriages. Now we're trying to go and seek further remedy from somebody that created damage already?
Right.
I think the truth of the matter is was there ever a bona fide contract where all the terms and conditions were held on the table? And so I don't recommend doing things like trying to get a divorce and all this stuff.
Can you fill out papers, take them to the courthouse, have them file stamped? That undoes your marriage license. At least undoes the contract with the state.
Well, what I like to do is go ahead and include that marriage license within our filing on our commercial affairs. So basically, that just like what we're going to be doing with the straw man, where we've been filing a UCC, one financing statement against the character down here, laying a claim by the real man against the straw man. Every one of these quasi-contracts is going to be named within that UCC filing.
Okay, so they made 6, 8, 10, 20 contracts. Each of these contracts, marriage license, social security number, driver's license, whatever, you lay claim to those.
Right.
So then it doesn't matter. So now if the state says you can't spank your children, you say, excuse me, I own this contract. You don't own this contract anymore.
That's right.
So that's really the proper way to get out of this, isn't it?
It totally flips everything.
Okay.
And
does that work? I mean, in reality?
It has been working all over the country very well. And once the process is done right, it's been working very well. And ultimately,
okay, here we are. We've gotten all these contracts, marriage license, driver's license, etc. Give us practical steps. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What do you recommend average person do?
I privatized it.
You privatized it?
Recorded into my commercial affairs. And so
we've made all these contracts, marriage license, driver's license, etc. We just simply privatize them. They belong to me now.
That's right.
And so and the government says you have to renew this driver's license. Send us $50, please, or something. What do you do?
If you wanted to, you could go out and renew that, or you could use a commercial process on that.
And would take hours and hours to explain a commercial process?
Yeah, it probably would.
Okay.
Get into it, and we're talking another couple hours probably.
Because basically, when they created this straw man, they created an account, and you got hard to redeem yourself.
That's right.
To get out of that.
It's easy.
So, there's another factor there that I think some people miss. Because I'm not under the law here, I could drive 100 miles an hour, 200 miles an hour on the interstate if I wanted, as long as I don't hurt anybody, according to my Constitution.
Right.
I cannot be deprived of my property without due process, and there has to have been an injured party. If I don't wear a seatbelt, I didn't injure anybody.
That's right.
The state can require their person to wear a seatbelt because that belongs to them, and they're concerned about him. Right. But if I've redeemed him,
it's interesting because in Florida,
I could drive 100 miles an hour, 200 miles an hour on the interstate if I wanted, as long as I don't hurt anybody, according to my Constitution.
Right.
Oh, my mom said something today about how the government's trying to file, or either the government or IRS is trying to put liens on all the other properties.
How does she know that?
I guess she talked to Behringer this morning, and Behringer said something about that. So I'm trying to find out more about that.
Don't tell Behringer anything. He should not even know there are other properties. They're all different trusts. I mean, that's all Glenn has to do all that. Behringer's sticking his nose in where he doesn't belong. This case is against Kent and Joe Hovind. It has nothing to do with CSE. It has nothing to do with any other trusts.
I agree, and I don't know what Mom has told him, and I doubt she would have told him anything like that.
Just be sure Mom understands. Don't tell him nothing. He's it's like, why don't you put Marcus Point on the list too, and we'll see that. I mean, come on. It's not mine.
Yeah.
Hey, I need your driver's license number. Do you have that by chance?
What do you need that for?
Eric is at the, Janet Holly's place, and he's checking to make sure nothing else is in your name, and because the
H153
H153
5055
5055
3015.
3015.
I think it ends with a 0. The 0 doesn't mean anything, but
Okay.
yeah. I don't believe it. There's nothing in my name.
Well, the pre-sentencing report had a couple, some moped and some, it said a flatbed trailer. Do you recall what that is?
No.
There were 3 things. Let's see.
Okay. Is the
very long. Cars. I've had 94 cars since I've been driving. I like cars. I've had 52 motorcycles. I got 5 of them right now. I like motorcycles. I've never had a new any of those. Always had a used one. I fix them up, ride them around, sell them. Since I've been driving, I've had 9 cars given to me for $1 or less. Out of the 55 motorcycles I've had, I bet I've had 15 of them given to me. Now, you could work at McDonald's all summer long and save up your money and buy yourself a motorcycle, or